Hello, my friends. I'm joining you for the fourth Sunday in Lent. Our story today is one that we usually read a little bit closer to Easter because it's starting to talk about some things that make us think about Jesus and the cross. But I wanted to share it with you today because it also makes us think about new life. And since that's been so much the theme of what we've been talking lately, I wanted to go ahead and tell you this story. I have a few questions to ask you that will hopefully get your brain working on what our lesson is about today. First of all, we're all kind of living a little bit differently right now, right? Is there anything that you have felt like you have lost for a little while because of that? What gives you hope and comfort when you feel sad? This might be a strange question, but have you ever seen a grown-up cry? We usually cry when we're sad, right? Another word we can use to describe that feeling of being sad sometimes is the word grief. Grief means deep sorrow, and it's especially that kind of sorrow that is caused when we lose someone who has passed away. Our story today is about Jesus, two sisters, and a brother. At the beginning of the story today, Mary and Martha are sad and grieving because their brother Lazarus had died. They ask Jesus to come, and he does. He cries with them, and then something different happens. Before we get started watching our video to see what the World Kids are discovering today, I would like to take a minute for us to pray together. So I will say the prayer and you just repeat it back like an echo, okay? God of love, there are sad people everywhere. Be with them and help us provide comfort and love to them when we can. Amen. Let's watch our world video today and see how what they're experiencing goes along with what we're learning.
Hello, everyone. I'm afraid I have some very sad news today.
What is it, Roxy?
Well, when I arrived this morning to set up for Sunday school, I found that Hannibal Hamster, the class gerbil, passed away last night.
What? Oh, no! Hannibal Hamster! No!
I'm truly sorry. I know this is hard for all of you.
Victor's gonna be so sad. He was the one who donated Hannibal Hamster to the Sunday school. He named Hannibal Hamster. He loved Hannibal Hamster.
Oh, dear. I didn't know.
Didn't know what?
I'm very sorry, Victor, but Hannibal Hamster passed away last night.
Hannibal Hamster? My gerbil?
I know he meant a lot to you.
Where's his body?
Janitor Jerry is going to bury him by the edge of the woods. I'll check to see if he's already left.
Victor, we're really sorry. Yeah, Hannibal Hamster was a great gerbil.
He was. And he shall be remembered.
Poor Mr. Fuzzler will be so lonely now.
I didn't even think of Mr. Fuzzler. All right, let's continue with Sunday school.
Victor, if you need some time, we understand.
I don't need time.
Victor, you're clearly upset.
I must be strong. I must stay hopeful and positive for all of you. I am the cornerstone of this Sunday school.
Victor, you can have hope and still be sad. Do you want a hug, Victor?
I'm fine. I am completely fine. And even if I'm not fine, I will be fine eventually. So why should I waste time crying about my beloved gerbil now?
Where's Hannibal Hamster?
Oh, hey there, Montgomery. A very sad thing has happened.
Sad?
You see, Hannibal Hamster has passed away.
Passed away? But I loved him.
I know. I loved him too.
Why are you crying?
I can't. I'm too strong.
Jesus cried. He's strong.
You got me
Leave it to Monty.
All part of the healing process.
Why are the kids so sad? And who were they worried about the most? How does Victor react at first? And why does he say he acts that way? Monty reminded Victor of something that Jesus did. What was it? What are some things that we could do or say to help friends when they're sad? One thing you might consider doing if you know someone who is sad, find a small rock or pebble in your yard or garden and draw a small cross on it and put that where you can see it, and it will help remind you to pray for that friend. And then when you're able, you can give them that rock and just let them know not only does Jesus love them through all of that, but you were praying for them as well. Our story is from the 11th chapter of John, verses 1 through 45. The disciples had never seen Jesus cry, but he was crying now. Jesus put his arm around Mary. Her face was wet with tears. Mary and Martha's brother Lazarus, a good friend of Jesus, had died. When Jesus heard Lazarus was sick, he was in another town far away. Jesus waited 2 days before traveling to Bethany to see his friend. By the time Jesus and the disciples arrived, Lazarus had died. "If you had been here," Mary cried, "Lazarus would not have died." "Your brother Lazarus will rise again," Jesus assured Mary. Mary wiped her tears. Jesus, Mary, and her sister Martha went to the tomb. Friends and neighbors also gathered around the tomb to grieve with Mary and Martha. "Remove the stone," Jesus said. The crowd shoved aside the huge stone blocking the tomb. Martha whispered, "But Jesus, Lazarus has already been dead for 4 days." Jesus turned his eyes to God and prayed, Father, thank you for always hearing me. Help this crowd see what's about to happen and believe. Lazarus, Jesus shouted, come out! The crowd gasped. It was Lazarus, walking out of the tomb. Lazarus was alive again. Many people who saw this believed in God. Who died at the beginning of the story? And where was Jesus? What did Mary say to Jesus when he arrived? Do you remember anything about the prayer that Jesus said? Can you imagine what people thought when they saw Lazarus come out of the tomb? This week, let's remember another time that Jesus prayed, and let's say the Lord's Prayer together. If you remember the motions, do them at the same time. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. When we're together at the church, now is the time that we would play some of our favorite worship songs. And so I've put links for those below that you can click on and be able to hear and sing through. But don't forget too, this is the time that we would bring around the offering container. And if you usually bring an offering, take a minute and set that aside. And you can send that into the church, and you can talk with your family about how to do something online with that. Giving an offering is a wonderful way to partner with God's mission, and I hope that you'll keep doing that, even though we're not meeting together. I miss our special chance to say a blessing together or receive a blessing together, but I'm just going to speak a blessing for everybody that is hearing this. God, please bless us all with tender hearts that look for hope through sadness. Amen. I look forward to hearing from you, and I look forward to seeing you as soon as possible. God bless.